Today on Judge Porter.
Okay, Ms. Purdue, I see here that you're suing the Mango Park Police Department for $20,000 in damages. You mind telling us what happened?
I started to follow him, trying to get a hold of that person.
No, I felt threatened and I arrested her.
All rise. The court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Porter will preside.
Good morning, everyone. Please be seated. Jerome, it's good to see you. Long time no see.
Long time no see.
Let's see here. Our first case is going to be case number 2093, Mabel Purdue versus Mango Park. Ms. Purdue, can you come forward, please? Is there a representative from Mango Park here?
Yes.
Sergeant Green, please come forward.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, Ms. Purdue. Before we get started, I want you to understand the ground rules here. I am still a police officer with the Mango Park Police Department. Sergeant Green is employed still by the Mango Park Police Department. He is under my chain of command, but I can assure you that I will give you a fair trial today.
Well, of course you will, Your Honor.
Okay, Ms. Purdue, I see here that you're suing the Mango Park Police Department for $20,000 in damages. You mind telling us what happened?
Well, certainly, Your Honor. See, I was driving down the road when I was struck by some unknown person who then proceeded to take off down the road. So I started to follow him and try to catch up.
I'm sorry, were you in your vehicle when you got struck, or were you walking around? You say you got struck. I want to make sure I have clarification on that.
I was in my vehicle.
Okay, please continue, ma'am.
Sorry?
No, please continue.
Oh, yes. Well, I started to follow him, trying to get a hold of that person because my eyesight is such that I really can't read license plates up unless they're really up close. So I was trying to catch him. And then I got stopped by this officer here.
Okay.
And he proceeded to be very rude to me and tell me that I had broken the law.
Okay, what law did he say that you broke?
Something about speeding.
Okay.
I don't know.
Let me ask you, this person that you were trying to catch, were you driving in an exceeded rate to catch up to this person?
You know, I really can't tell you that, Your Honor. I was just going for broke.
Okay, so you don't know how fast you were going when you were trying to catch up to this person?
Not really, no.
Oh, okay.
Now, I have to tell you something.
Yes, ma'am.
That when I was a young girl, I wanted to be a race car driver, but my daddy wouldn't let me. He said it was unladylike. Oh. So that may account for some of my haste. I was in with the adrenaline and all. I kind of put myself in a little bit of a fantasy.
So I'm assuming you're a NASCAR fan.
Yeah.
And you know, from what I understand the history of NASCAR, there haven't been too many female drivers. So I think I understand your point. But unfortunately, the roads of Mango Park are not a place to live out your childhood dreams. But we're going to get back to you in a second. Let me hear what Sergeant Green has to say. Sergeant Green. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
I do believe this is your first time in court where I've been presiding. Am I correct in saying that?
You are correct.
Tell me what happened here today, sir.
Well, I was on the side of the road. My dash cam was on, and all of a sudden this person came speeding by, and it was a 30 mile per hour, and she was going over 50. I pulled out immediately with my dash cam on and followed her, and she made a couple right turns, and then she passed two cars, and it was a school zone. So then I finally got her, pulled her over, and she rolled the window down and was just pounding on her steering wheel, said, "You can't do this. Do you know who I am? You can't do this." And finally I tried to calm her down, and she opened the door and got out and started pointing her finger right at my chest.
Okay.
and said, "You can't do this. You can't do this to me."
All right, let me ask you this, Sergeant Green. Did you, these traffic infractions that you observed, did you cite her for any of these?
Yes, I gave her a speeding ticket and a ticket for reckless driving.
A speeding ticket and a reckless driving, okay. Did her behavior continue?
It went down a little, but she kept saying, "Do you know who I am? Do you know who I am?" And I didn't.
Okay.
So, and I got her, I saw her license, I still didn't know who she was, and she had all of her license, insurance, everything was in place.
All right, Sergeant Green, let me ask you, because I'm reading a report here. You arrested her. You mind telling the courts what happened that led up to her arrest?
Yes, when she started poking me in the chest, and I said, "You need to stop that, ma'am. You need to stop that." And she got closer and right in my face, and I said, no. I felt threatened, and I arrested her.
Okay. Ms. Purdue, let me ask you a question. Did you poke this young man in his chest?
Well, now, I have to give you a little bit of back. Well, you know who my daddy was.
No, I don't know who your daddy is.
Well, he was Maximilian Purdue. He owned this town. Now, he's dead and gone, so by rights, I own the town now. So actually, these traffic rules don't necessarily apply to me. And if they do, well, I deserve a little bit of leeway because we built this town, my family did. Mm-hmm.
Ooh-wee. Let me ask you this. You're suing for $20,000 in damages. What $20,000 worth of damages did you incur?
Well, my reputation is at stake.
Your reputation is worth $20,000.
Being part of the leading family of this town, the Purdues. I can't afford to lose my reputation. I sit on the board of some very important organizations in this town.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Jerome, do me a favor. Can you turn on the monitor for me? We have Sergeant Green's dash cam footage. I want to see with my own two eyes. Ms. Purdue, I want you to pay attention to this for me, if you don't mind. You've got to see this. Thank you, sir. Okay, Sergeant Green, let me ask you a question. The vehicle that's in front of you, is this the vehicle we're referring to?
Yes.
Okay, Ms. Purdue, is that your vehicle?
Well, like I said, my eyesight really isn't that good, but it's the same color.
Okay, I see the cars being stopped. Okay, I see you guys getting out and ooh. Ms. Purdue, is that you I see right now? That is you, correct?
I think so.
Okay, is that you poking Sergeant Green in his chest?
Well, yes, because he was being very rude and not accepting my position.
I don't see here where he's being rude to you at all.
Well, you didn't hear him now, did you?
Okay, Jerome, you can turn it off, please. You can turn it off. Thanks. All right, my decision has been made here. Ms. Purdue, ma'am.
Now, I hope it's a good decision.
Oh, it's a good decision.
Because I have a lot of garden parties in my estate, and I know you'd like to be invited to one.
You know what? I like parties, and I have a party for you. As a matter of fact, it's a house party.
Oh, that sounds
It's
like
a house
fun.
party. I'm going to make sure that you have a house party, and it's going to be great because as of right now, I am dismissing this case, and I'm putting you on house arrest, meaning that you have to stay in your house until further court date comes up for later court pendings as far as your sentencing goes.
I can't stay at home. I have a
Sure
lot of important meetings to attend.
Because I'm going to have my bailiff attach an ankle monitor to you, and you're going to stay home. And if you decide to leave home, then I have another place that you can stay that has bars. And then those people inside those places, they party a little different than what you're probably used to. So now you're going to be on house arrest. And let's see here. Give me a second. The $20,000, you're not going to get that. You are going to pay for those traffic infractions, and you are under house arrest. Jerome, can you take this, young, apply the monitor to her, please, sir?
Well, that monitor better damn well have rhinestones on it, because I don't accept anything that's not pretty on my ankle.
Well, if you like, you can paint it gold. There's no law against that. And this case is dismissed. You go home and you stay there until we send you a subpoena for a new date. And if you say one more word, because I can see it on your face, I will make sure that you spend the rest of that time in county jail. Am I making myself clear, Ms. Purdue?
You are never getting invited to one of my houses.
Ms. Purdue, you think I'm playing with you?
Depends
You're
what
under
kind
house
of game
arrest.
you're talking about.
Don't you say another word. Say another word, I will have you in county jail. Am I making myself clear, ma'am? Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Case dismissed.
Well, I feel like I've been labeled a Karen. I'm not a Karen. I am a Mabel. You know, Karens are common. I'm anything but common because I belong to the first family of Mango Park. In fact, I am the first leader, the leading member of the Mango Park Purdue's. And this trial has been a travesty. I am the first and only Purdue, I hope, to have ever gotten that whatever it is they put on my ankle and been forced to stay at home.
I thought the judgment was fair. She was a bit off that day. She was pounding on her steering wheel and then started pounding on my chest. I thought she was, I even smelled her breath. I was a bit worried. And the judge made a correct decision, and I'd never heard of this family, so I don't know if she's just making it up. But the one thing I've heard about our parties, and I heard she tips a lot. So I wouldn't go to one of those parties.